How is privacy on Cardano? So one area I really think would be cool to improve is introducing proxy keys. So it's something I've been wanting to do for a while, and we're having discussions on the best way to do it, but a separation of the cold and hot infrastructure. So the basic idea is you can have three keychains: spending key, voting key, and staking key. There's a kind of a primary secondary. So the primary would be the spending, and the secondary would be the staking and delegation, the staking and voting keys, excuse me. And you could either directly delegate with them, or what you can do is you can create a new keychain that's just a staking key and a voting key, and we can call those proxy keys. And the idea is that you would sign a transaction that would enable those keys to act on behalf of the original keychain. Now, the advantage here is that the proxy keys could live on the hot wallet, so Daedalus, Yoroi, and so forth, and then your main keychain could be on your cold infrastructure, a paper wallet, hardware wallet. That's kind of the naive way of doing things. But that connection between the proxy keys and the main keychain, you may be able to use a snark in that connection. And if that's the case, then what would happen is that privacy only goes in one direction. I should say transparency only goes in one direction. So the proxy keys to the main keychain, you wouldn't be able to connect them. So that's a private system, private delegation, private voting. But then on the main chain, you can see in the other direction transparent. So you can identify the proxy keys. So your wallet would show you your preferences, but the other way it's confidential. So I think that's probably the best way of introducing something. And then actually that primitive could be reused for transactional privacy as well. But there are more regulatory questions that we'd have to think carefully about. And probably metadata would be enough to get it there with encrypted DIDs or something like that. But yeah, that's definitely something we're looking into. It'll have to come a little later down the roadmap. So second half of 2022, likely, because there's so much to do in the first two major releases. But it's definitely something that we're looking for a protocol for that makes sense. The other problem with these things is that they tend to introduce a lot of bloat to the system, and that's not where you'd want to be. So we have to be very careful.